What's good, YouTube? Back with another one. Before we get into it, make sure you guys hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate everyone that hit that like button. Make sure you guys will subscribe to the new channel. I've been posting all the Instagram live videos. Link will be in the description box. But let's get right into it, man. So that boy Blacka Da Don was on Clubhouse, and pretty much he spoke about his first trip over there in America and how it opened his eyes to a lot of different things, and also how he managed to cross the border while having trafficking charges and whatnot, letting Toronto rappers know that even if you did get convicted over here, it's not over for you. There's always a way for you to cross the border. And also that boy BUNDOG spoke about his experience meeting K Coke and how Nav was the engineer in the studio. But before I get into the video, man, I'm gonna ask you guys the same question I asked you guys in my last video. What American artists would you guys want to see Blacka Da Don work with? And also, why is Blacka Da Don so underrated in the city, man? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. You don't know.
Yo, is Blocka still in here? Blacks, you still in here?
Yeah, I'm here, player.
Yo, tell these guys the first time you went to the States. How
Uh,
much your eyes opened going into Hot 97, seeing this guy there, that guy there, in one trip compared to years of work. Did it not make a difference?
yeah, 100%. Yeah, We were there for like 3 days.
Bro, Blacks picked up the phone, called me, and said, "Yo, brother, I'm trying to go to New York. I'm tired of this. Let's go. I don't know if I can cross the border. I don't know if I can make it, but let's just try." And that's what got him through.
Yeah, and then yeah. That those 3 days were lit. We went to Hot 97 for Money Walk, Belly's album release party, and then you
Yeah,
introduced me to Uncle Murda, Mano, and them. And then that Money and Violent popping on YouTube.
yeah.
You're,
But that's what I'm saying. It
those are
was
your
the
people.
timing of it. Yeah, it was the timing of it. He went
Yeah,
and took the risk. You know what I mean? Even though
yeah.
the bread
Even
might
right
he
now,
might
like
be,
being in LA
yeah,
right now, like
yeah,
I'm out here.
yeah, bro.
I've been listening to everything still. Like I'm in the whole conversation right now is definitely lucrative and needs to be talked about. Like the first
Yeah.
time I went out to LA, I mean to New York, I didn't know that if I was gonna get through. I was just, I wanted to like get out of the city. And then because of charges, like there's a lot of that rap deal with charges, like so
Yep.
it becomes, and then you get more charges dealing with the old ones, and it just becomes more far fetched unless you get a label
And you got
involved.
through no issue, right?
In New York, when we went to New York, yeah.
Yeah. That first time, right?
Yeah,
It's
but
just
right
taking
now
the
I have
risk.
paperwork. Like being in LA right now, I have paperwork. I have a waiver now, so
Exactly.
it's different. But like
So you had
because I
charges the
wanted
first
to
time when
get
you
up
went to
and
New
get
York?
the whole conversation right now that everyone's talking about is being out of the city. I studied that already and overstood that you need to be out of the city. And just like Bundog was saying, like when you do travel, it gets smaller. You start running into the same faces. Like Toronto kind of sticks together no matter kind of where you are. So like
Yeah.
traveling this time around now is totally different. I'm seeing a lot more of like being out here in LA.
And the biggest thing is building the momentum. When you go out here, you can't plan for something. You'll go and you'll meet somebody, and then the momentum of meeting this guy will lead you to something else. Then that
Yeah,
guy's publicist will invite you to a release party. Then you network over there. It's just you build the
Mm,
momentum. It's part of the grind. And if you're not
yeah,
ready for this, then just like I
I'm
said, go
I'm
get a job at
going I'm
Moxie's.
I'm going LA first time in March, bro. I'm going for 9 days, and I want to be
Right
hosting
now, LA
parties
is
and
yo. I've never
all
seen
that. I'm
so
gonna be
many Toronto people in
popping.
LA. I have never
Yo,
seen so many
Blacker,
people.
yo, Blacker. First time you went
yeah,
to New York, you had charges.
yeah. I had trafficking charges.
Well, you just went. You're like just gonna go through and see
Yeah,
what's
so
what.
like like how it works. You see, yeah, you can drive. Honestly, it works driving. Like if you
It's
jump in the
all on the
car with a
customs.
family member and you get into Buffalo, you just send them back and buy your ticket and go to wherever you want to go.
It all
Easy to
depends on
get
the
through.
customs officer. It all depends on
Yeah.
who you're dealing with.
That's why
Whoever
you
that.
hear some niggas get through and they don't come back because they're trying to just situate it out there because they know they're not out there properly. So getting through is drive. There's a lot of other ways. I won't speak of it, but like
Yeah.
driving is an easy way because it's all about the officer. Like
Yeah.
not to keep talking and rambling, but like that the same story that Sinna's talking about. Remember the border, Sinna?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was nervous as shit, like any street nigga, because I'm not supposed to be going. I just want to chase my dream. So we're at the border. It's me, my management, and Sinna's us three. And there was the one border officer. Sinna's like, we need to go at least like midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's when there's less officers there. Like Sinna knows the whole rundown. So I'm like, okay, great. So we get to the border There's 2 officers. There's 13 lines, and there's only 2 officers working. Exactly what Cinna said. The guy's supposed to stand up and talk to us. He sat down inside of the box, and he's like, for Cinna to open his car door and pass the passport through the door. He was so lazy. He's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, we're going to a fucking we're going to a Tory Lanez concert, etc., etc. And he's like, oh, a concert. He's like, Guns N' Roses just came through here. And then my manager is like, oh, did he have the hat? And he's like, oh yeah, man, he had the hat. Now these guys are talking about Guns N' Roses. I knew I was getting through from there.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, that's
it's all
crazy.
about the officer.
Yeah. It's all. Look, I'm a person. I have a U.S. green card. I've been denied before. I remember did the record with Tory and 50 Cent. I remember I got to the border and the guy was telling me that I got denied, and I have to pay $580 to pay a fee because something with my green card had an issue. Most people would have said that 500. I'm going back home. I paid the 580 USD, and that was the day Tory and 50 recorded Pieces. I don't know if you guys know about that record, but that was the day they recorded that record. And if we didn't take that risk and pay that whatever it was, because I knew like I'm not doing nothing wrong, but it worked out. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. You got to take
Yeah,
these
but
risks.
the I-92 is for niggas that have charges. And if you've been out of trouble for more than 5 years, what you do is you get in contact with an immigration officer on the side that you want to be let into. So if you want to go to America, you go find an immigration officer and pay USD lawyer fees. If you want to go to the UK, same thing. And you apply for an I-92. So no matter what your
But see, this
charges
is
are,
amazing to hear Toronto, like people actually starting to look for the knowledge and look for these things. Like,
yeah.
you know how many artists used to call me and say, "Oh, I don't know what to do," or I'm stuck, and they just give up. But like, there's a way you can figure out. And if you get denied, maybe that's just part of your story. Your story is going to take a little bit longer. That's just part of the journey.
So what's the process of crossing over to the UK if you have charges? But it's done.
I can't speak on that.
But I would know, I would say the first window would be is to get in contact. Well, if you're from the UK and you're trying to get to Canada, you would get in contact with a Canadian immigration officer. So that officer's job is to land you on this ground. If
Yeah,
I'm from Canada and I want to
I've
go
been
to
to
America,
UK with guys on charges. They had no problems. I'm not
but
saying.
there you
yeah,
go.
that's another thing too. Actually, I'm not even sure. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
that's
the
what I
UK is
told you.
like
It's not
Jamaica, isn't it?
pertaining
Like
to
Jamaica.
No,
UK.
the UK is easy. I think it's easy. I've
Yeah.
seen bare guys with who's got charges on the
Bro,
internet,
Press
and the
went
man are
over
here.
there on charges.
Yeah,
Niggas went
Yeah, it's
over
the
there with
Queen. Yeah,
I
like
bodies.
think it's the other way
easy
with
stuff.
UK coming to Canada
Yeah,
to the
it's
US.
that way. It's like, for instance, K
myth.
Coke did an interview saying that he was meant to get into Canada and he came, but he's gone at like 1 a.m. and some next rah, and he's got in, but he was not meant to get in because of his charges. Do you get what I mean? And that's like with bare rappers on this side, they can't go America, they can't get into Canada because their thing's super hot. Do you get what I mean? So just trying to figure it out from my side on bringing these guys to your city, how that work. You get it?
Yeah, you know what's so crazy? When Keiko came to the city, we were all in the studio with him. Me, Brad, and Big Bills, Cheddar. And Nav was the one that was engineering. That's how crazy it is.
Mad,
Wow.
mad. I don't even think
Yeah,
he
that
knows
was
Well,
that.
crazy. I remember that.
That's
No,
crazy.
Nav remembers.
No, but I
Nav
mean, I
was
don't
when I
think
brought
even
him there.
K Coke knows it was
Oh,
Nav.
he
You know
probably
that
doesn't
that.
even know it was Nav that was
That must have been
engineering
like
100%.
2014, 2015, boy.
crazy.
No, that
Yeah,
was like 2010.
yeah.
Oh
20. He said
shit,
2010,
bro.
2011 or
Oh
something.
mad, yeah, mad.
We were out there because we started taking in K Coke and Gigs. I remember Gigs was the first one to have like 1 million views, and we were on his thing
Mm.
like talking the hardest.
But
And we used to
Yeah,
jack
yeah,
that
yeah.
shit,
who
and
you
we used
lot,
to
who you
jack
lot,
So
K Coke shit.
you man have really been outside,
yeah,
innit?
outside
Yeah,
them
we're
man
out
them
there. That's
still.
who I used to listen to back in old 10 and shit. So then when K Coke came, the man did tunes with him and shit, and the man drew for him. I don't know, and we were just in the studio with J Noble, Free Nobes, and then Richie Stacks, JDK, Bills, Blow Cheddar, all the young bucks, and Nav was the engineer for him.